Tikatee here with Questline Esports, and here's everything you need to know about Reinhardt. Reinhardt's primary fire swings his rocket hammer. Swing your hammer, dealing a strong amount of damage with every swing to all enemies in front of you. This functions like a melee attack, which means it can go through barriers and will even hit enemies with a slight knockback in the direction that you're swinging. Reinhardt's secondary fire puts up his barrier field. Reinhardt will put up his shield, which will block all incoming projectiles but slow his movement speed while holding it. The barrier has its own separate health pool that will regenerate following a short delay after putting it down. This is a great tool for protecting both yourself and your team from incoming damage, but don't forget to keep an eye on how healthy it is since it won't be of much use to you when it breaks. His first ability is Charge. Charge forward and grab hold of enemies in your path. If you catch an enemy and pin them into a wall, you'll do an extreme amount of damage, enough to one-shot most squishy heroes. His second ability is Fire Strike. Fire a large but slow-moving projectile forward that does strong amounts of damage to anything it touches and will pierce through enemies and barriers. This ability has 2 charges and is excellent for dealing damage to grouped up opponents or finishing off targets who are just out of reach of your hammer. Reinhardt's ultimate is Earth Shatter. Reinhardt will slam his hammer into the ground, dealing massive damage to targets directly in front of him and then knocking down enemies in a large cone. The hitbox of this ultimate travels along the ground and can be blocked by terrain or enemy barriers, so make sure you have a clear shot of whoever you're trying to hit. This is an excellent engage tool and can end a teamfight before it gets a chance to get going if you hit enough targets. But even finding individual eliminations can be worthwhile, so don't try to find the perfect shatter every time. Reinhardt plays like a juggernaut, which means he can take a lot of hits, but he hits back harder. He likes to hold down the front line and get enemies in range of his rocket hammer whenever possible. You'll have to move around the map smartly, mixing natural cover and the protection of his shield to close the distance on most enemy heroes. My advice as a coach is to only depend on your shield when you really need it. Many players think that because you have such a strong barrier, you should be blocking everything that comes your way, but when its health starts dropping, you'll wish you still had it available later on in the fight. Rely more on natural cover and don't be afraid to take small amounts of poke damage while setting up. Then you'll have more barrier health available for more important abilities and have more tools to react to the chaos of a teamfight. Now stop standing around, there's glory to be won.